Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Monday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go up to our friends over in Queensland in particular, and especially to the undefeated champions. Of course, that is the Logan Thunder. Of course, not long ago, actually, they played in the grand final at home, and of course, they absolutely put the Gold Coast to the sword in that game. And of course, we got three very special guests joining us right now to tell us all about it. Thanks, all you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Jinx.
Now, I'll get each of you to introduce yourselves and tell us what position you all played on the day.
All right, I'll go first. I'm Michaela Can, and I'm the point guard for the Logan Thunder.
I'm Shivana Palvast, and I am a forward, I guess, for the Logan Thunder.
And everything.
I'm Danny Bays, and I played a wing, 2-3 for Logan Thunder.
Now, you went through the whole year undefeated in a shortened season. I guess, was there any stage throughout the whole year that you felt, that you were almost due for loss, or did you just went week by week?
I think we did a really good job of just playing each game as it came to us and not really worrying too much about, our record throughout the season, but more so just trying to get to that gold medal game and taking care of business when we got there. So, yeah, I thought we did a really good job of not letting the wins get to us or allow us to lose focus in any way. So, yeah, super proud of us for that.
I know NBL 1, the Northern Conference was meant to start this year, but obviously with COVID and all that got cancelled back in March. Were either of you optimistic at all that you were ever going to get a season at all?
Yes, we did think we would. At first, it was just postponed. So obviously we're in preseason, so it just meant a longer preseason, which everyone loves. And then as it kind of went on and COVID kept kind of building and getting worse, we kind of were like, okay, this isn't going to happen. And then it finally, not finally, but ended up getting cancelled. And we kind of just thought there was going to be no basketball. And then Basketball Queensland announced that they would do the QSL if everything kind of died down a little bit, which we were fortunate enough that it did in our state. So, yeah.
Was it a relief that you got a season underway in some normality?
I was pretty happy that we were playing a season because, everything else that I had been in, at least for, state and school, had been cancelled. So I was really happy that we had an opportunity to play, even if it was at a not so high level, as in, QSL. But yeah, I was pretty happy with it. And I think the whole team was happy to play together as well.
Tell us about the final series. I think you played 2 games, of course, the semis and the grand final. I guess, tell us a bit about the finals weekend.
The finals weekend, we didn't really have that too many double headers throughout the season, really. I think we maybe had one. So, we kind of prepared ourselves for a bigger load, but we went into Ipswich just trying to take care of business kind of early, which was really good for us because we got to, rest our starting 5 or our, 6 or so players a fair bit in that game. I think, we ended up playing about 25 minutes or so, which allowed us to just recover fully before the Spartans game the next night. And then the Spartans game came, and obviously the crowd was all into that one. We have the most amazing crowd literally in the league. We say it every year. But yeah, it was just, the atmosphere is unreal, and you could just tell when we walked in or when we started to warm up, we were super focused, and it was just a really great experience to be able to win, not only win, but just in front of our home fans as well. So that's really special for our club and all those people who've been there for a really long time, trying to make this happen. So yeah, it was really cool. Very exciting weekend, very exhausting weekend. I recovered for a week. I don't know about you guys, but I was so tired. But yeah, no, just amazing all round. Really great weekend.
I think I'm still recovering. I feel like I'm still kind of sore. I've been going really light in the gym, and my excuse is always, oh, it's recovery week, and it just keeps going recovery week. So I don't know, I'm taking my time. Let's say that. I'm taking my time.
Oh, I thought it was just me.
No.
Danny?
Well, I kind of jumped straight into under 21s for Logan. So I didn't really get a recovery as such, but, you know, I wouldn't have it any other way. I really think our 21s team is great. So, yeah.
And also, she's got young legs, so.
Yeah, spring chicken.
Yeah. No recovery required.
Now, of course, other than yourselves winning the championship, obviously your Division 2 team won it as well on the same day, which I actually just figured out. I actually mixed up your opponents, of course, because I think your Div 2 played the Gold Coast, and obviously yourselves, as you mentioned, played against the Spartans. Tell us how special was it to have not just yourselves winning, but your Div 2 team winning as well?
Yeah, honestly, really special. Danny, like Chev's come over this year, but Danny's been there for a few years. But we've really tried to put an emphasis on the development of that second program, kind of being a feeder program into the Div 1, or like NBL 1 usually, or QBL, whatever it usually is. So it's really nice to see that kind of pay off after, I think, I don't know, since QBL's come back to Logan, but especially in the last kind of couple of years, it's really been a focus of the club. So it's been really nice to see those girls be successful and be rewarded to be able to, some of them come up and play with us, like they back it up and they play the Div 2 and then they come and they play a part in our team as well. So just seeing their hard work be rewarded and seeing it pay off with the championship is always super nice. And Harley wants to talk. And obviously just... again, it's super special for the club to not just get one championship in the night, but to get two. So, yeah, super cool.
Now, I know this is going to be the most silliest question I'm going to ask, but what does the championship mean to all three? And was this year the hardest one to win, considering, like, the climate?
Yeah, I mean, me personally, obviously, I grew up at Logan, have come back to play seniors there for a reason because I'm really passionate about the club and developing our program to be something really special, especially the culture side of things. So it was especially special for me to bring a championship to this club and just reward, I think I said before, just reward all the people who put in all the hard work behind the scenes, like our volunteers, our sponsors, you know, the management of the place, our fans, like all that sort of stuff was really special for me to be able to do that because we've been at it for a few years now and you know, keep falling short in the quarters or the semis or whatever it is. So, and to do it during COVID, I think like Danny touched on before, it was just really nice to have the opportunity to play and just get out there with our team because we'd already been halfway through preseason when it got called off and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, it was harder in the sense that you kind of got fit in preseason and then sat out for 3 months and then kind of came back to play. I was coming back after having Harlow to begin with, so I kind of started training and then kind of shut down and my body shut down again for another 3 months or whatever it was and then had to come back, you know, and get fit again kind of thing, or basketball fit. So yeah, that was tough, but also, I mean, wouldn't have it any other way because the opportunity to play is, you know, I think the best thing that's probably happened to most of us this year. So can't really complain. Yeah.
I think that it's always special to win a championship. Obviously, I haven't been at Logan as long as the other two, but I feel like I've been there forever. It's such a family environment. Everyone's super passionate about the club and the people within the club. So it doesn't feel like it's my first year playing there, if that makes sense. But no, it's always great to be able to go to a club and help be a part of a championship. And in COVID, yeah, it's harder. You're not quite as fit, but I mean, we had a few games to get fit, and then from there we just like kept the ball rolling. I mean, I'm sure all of us ran during the COVID off period, you know, road running, yay. Yeah, but no, it was good. Danny.
For me, I think it was just rewarding to play with such high caliber players and win a championship with them and just see how they hold themselves at a standard throughout the whole, season. I think it was just really great to have that experience with them.
Tell us a bit about your championship coach.
Oh, Braden, that guy. Nah, he's amazing. Right from the start, he's fitted in to our culture and to our club, and just has really been on board with what we're trying to achieve at Logan basketball. And that's been really special. It's really hard to find. We talk about how hard it is to find players who are going to fit into what we're trying to achieve, but it's just as hard to find coaches to do the same thing. And Braden has been amazing. He's great with us. I really enjoy playing underneath him. And I think all the girls think the same. So yeah, I couldn't be happier, and couldn't be happier for him to get his championship as well.
Now, let's talk a bit about how did all three get involved in basketball, and why did you choose it?
I got involved because both my parents played, so I grew up in a stadium. So I almost didn't have a choice. But I've always loved it. So my mum always talks about the story of how my brother would go to the practices and watch, and the ball would roll away and he would just watch it and just keep sitting there. Whereas like when I went, the ball would roll away and I'd be the first kid to chase after it. You know what I mean? Like she just knew. She was like, oh yeah, you're definitely going to play. I had to always be in the huddle. I was really into it. So yeah, both my parents played, and from there I just grew to love the game of basketball. So.
I think I started with netball. My mum was a netballer, and I think I went to one training session and absolutely hated how slow it was. And my HP teacher told me to start basketball, and then yeah, that's just how I got into it, was from him.
My story is actually kind of weirdly similar to Danny's. I played like every other sport under the sun. No one in my family had ever played basketball before. And my mum was a netballer as well. But I played soccer, like touch, volleyball, literally like every other sport. And then my HPE teacher asked me to play in the year like 6 or 7 basketball team. And I was like, yeah, it sounds like a great idea. And then that was it.
Now, what will be all three your basketball highlights throughout your basketball journey so far?
My basketball highlights, I think first and foremost was winning WNBL championship after I came back after having Addison, who's my first daughter. That was really special for me to just be able to experience that with her and come back after having a bub and win a championship that year. And then other highlights are obviously now bringing a championship to Logan, and just having the opportunity to play for my country, and just have a really long professional career at a young age, if that makes sense. I think I've played 10 years or something in the WNBL at like 26. So I'm really, really grateful to have those opportunities so young, and just be able to play at a high level from a young age. So.
I think for me, it would have to be being able to represent my country and go to the Commonwealth and win a bronze. That's probably up there. And even a 3x3 FIBA gold. I quite enjoyed 3x3. Also the WNBL championship, and even this championship, like it's always great when you put in hard work throughout a season and you get the reward at the end. And it doesn't always happen. Like it does not happen often. So it's good that it when it does. So yeah.
Mine's not as cool as yours, but I think when I went last year, we won silver at nationals. That was probably one of my biggest highlights I've had. And also this year winning championship at Logan, I think that was another big highlight for me. But yeah.
Or one of the like 20 medals you have hanging in the background there. Sure.
That's like wow.
Oh, were you asking for my highlights?
Take a look behind me.
Now, this question is particularly for Chev and Michaela. Obviously, both you mentioned that you both won WNBL championships. I guess tell us a bit about the experience of winning the WNBL championships, and I guess is is that still more important to both of you, or is it winning a championship for Logan or / your club that you're in now?
Chev, you can go first.
Winning a WNBL championship is like an honor because it's such a long season. You put in so much work. It's like 2 trainings a day. You know, there's some amazing talent in the WNBL, and it's not easy to win one. So there are so many people that have spent years and years and years in the WNBL and never win one. So having the opportunity or being part of a team that won one is something that won one. That sounds funny. That won a championship is something that not everyone gets to say and not a lot of people get to do. So I think that one's really special. Obviously the one for Logan's really special, but I think if we could win one in NBL 1, it would be even more special. A longer season, one that we had to work through a longer season for is always amazing. I mean, this one's great too. But,
Still got it.
but you know, a WNBL one, that's what everyone's really aiming for, you know, the national championship. So
yeah, and I think, yeah, I agree. Obviously winning a championship at the highest level possible is obviously what, you know, a lot of people dream of and don't obviously, not everyone gets the opportunity to do. But again, also Logan means the world to me. So this championship means like kind of regardless of the season, obviously winning an NBL 1 championship with like, you know, the imports and, you know, a longer season, like Chev said, would be even more special. But yeah, I think it's just super rare to win a championship in general. So having the experience of being in a team, both at Townsville Fire and down here, getting the group of girls together to be able to play in a way to win a championship is rare. So I think just enjoying every experience and every championship is pretty awesome for me.
Now, what does the sport of basketball mean to all 3 of you, and especially playing there at Logan? And Danny, I'll get you to start first.
I think basketball, like I was originally from New Zealand and I came over with only my mum and dad. So basketball to me is like my own family, and especially at Logan, I found that it's very family orientated and you kind of do everything for each other when you're on the court. So I think that's why basketball means so much, because it's basically my second family.
Basketball means a lot. I mean, I've been playing it since I was literally in nappies, and a lot of things have come second to basketball in my life. I mean, I moved to the States for 5 years. I've been here for 5 or 6 years away from my family. So that's 11 years I've spent away from my family, just, you know, being able to play basketball at a higher level than what's currently available in New Zealand. But yeah, I think I've made a lot of sacrifices for basketball that, you know, show that it means a lot to me. So yeah.
And I guess basketball to me gave me, what's the word? As a kid, like basketball gave me somewhere to belong in a way, like somewhere that I could be competitive and be around people who I trust and all that sort of stuff. So basketball started as like a family thing for me as well, kind of, which has been really special. And I'm super glad that Logan was the place that I landed to begin with, because I've stayed there my whole career. Well, you know, give and take. Which has been really lovely for me. But yeah, basketball is just something that I love to do more than anything. And I guess that's why we make those sacrifices, like Chev said. And now it's become a place where I want my girls to grow up as well, because if they're growing up in a basketball environment with good people and, you know, driven people, and all the girls that I get to play with each season are like just wonderful people, well-rounded people, then that's somewhere that I want my girls to stay and be able to grow up in that environment as well. So I guess it started off somewhere for me to call family, but now it's somewhere that I want my family to be able to call family as they grow up too. So, yeah.
Now, Danny, I want to ask you this question. Now, of course, in your team, you play alongside some amazing players who played in the WNBL, who've gone to college as well, and obviously representing their countries throughout their basketball journey. I guess for you, how special is that for you to learn off these amazing players, especially Chev and Michaela?
It's really special. It means a lot to me to be able to look up to, they've gone places where I want to go, and they just know so much about the game, and I'm really grateful for everything that they've taught me, even when they don't realize it. They teach me a lot of things on and off the court, just how they uphold themselves, and yeah, so it's really special to me to learn from them, and yeah.
What does that mean to both of you, Michaela and Chev?
One of my main goals, especially as I've gotten older, I know I'm not old yet, Chev. I'm not saying I'm old. Just
you say I'm old.
But as I've gotten older and have kind of taken a leadership role, especially at Logan, one of my goals is to lead our younger generation of players, obviously, and allow them to look up to a healthy environment of basketball. Create teams that are made of good people, not just good basketball players, and to watch them come through and to be able to teach them stuff and, talk, not even just talk through stuff, but have them be a part of our program and see them come in. Chev comes into play, who has all this experience, and seeing Danny, or for example, Danny be able to follow her and just watch her at training and play alongside her is, something that I'm really proud of from a leadership in the team kind of point of view. But I also just remember what it was like being younger and having older people in the team to look up to and how important that was in shaping my career. So now that we've become those people, that's our job. And, I plan to make it the best experience possible, but also teach them a lot of stuff along the way. So hopefully we can do that.
Yeah, I totally agree with Mick. And it's like an honor to be able to be in the position to help younger players. I think that Logan has some really talented juniors. So even playing alongside them, it's amazing to watch them and what they do and how they've grown throughout the season. If you give Danny a shot on the 3-point line, there's like a 50% chance she's going to make it. So it's also great for assists for Michaela.
Yeah.
There's some really, really talented juniors coming through Logan. So I think that's super exciting. And the players that they get to look up to, like Mick, and Mick has no problem when the young ones lose their way to pull them back in and get them back in line. And I think that's really important too. It can't always be lovey-dovey, but she does it in a positive way of leadership. But sometimes, they have to have the tough, challenging talks too. So I think that's important. And I think Mick does that really well. So yeah, no, it's good.
Now, what would be all your advice to our listeners, especially in Queensland, that should get involved in basketball, especially down there at Logan?
I'm probably youngest one here, so I'll talk to the younger ones. But just try it out. If you're thinking of starting it, I just think try it out and see if you like it. And there's so many opportunities that you can go with it and so many experiences, even at a rep level, that there is to be had. And you definitely won't regret it if you just, give it a go. So, yeah.
Chev?
I think it's important to give basketball a go, but even more important to have fun with it. I think that everyone, has these goals and aspirations to get somewhere, but you don't want to lose the fun of the sport. The only reason I still play right now is because I still find it fun. So you want to make sure that you're still having fun with it, hang out with your teammates. It's a social thing too, especially when you're younger. So that's always fun, being able to hang out with teammates and just have a good time with it.
Yeah, I think I was going to say something similar to Chev, just in the way of just making sure that you keep in love with the game. There's so much that basketball brings to your life, like social, fun, competitiveness, and just making sure that you don't ever fall out of love with the sport. There's always ways you can find when you're playing. Like basketball is just that sport for me, especially, that just continuously reminds me of why I love playing, and that's the reason again why I keep playing as well. So just enjoy every every experience that it brings you with whatever level you're at. Oh, here comes Addison.
Now we'll finish off with a couple of lighthearted questions about the team. Firstly, who's the comedian in the team?
Chev.
Yeah, I think Chevy's pretty funny.
Thanks.
Even when she's
Now I
not
feel
meaning
pressure to say something funny.
Chev kind of reminds me of like a big kid compared to all the other older girls. Love you.
Any good singers and dancers we should know about?
The twins can sing.
Yeah, the twins can sing. They're actually really good at singing.
Yeah, and the dancer of the group would probably be Danny.
Dancer?
Probably Maya.
You should see Danny practice her TikTok moves. They're amazing.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at it.
Show us some.
Maya's the one with all the followers. I don't even know why I got called out for that.
Well, just answered my question about TikTok, so I'll move on to the next question. Now, which is any particular player that just absolutely forgets about everything, like very forgetful?
Oh, like when Chev didn't turn up to training on time, like that sort of thing.
I promise I have my life together, though. I'm a big kid that doesn't come to training, but I have my life together.
He's actually a super professional human being, but...
Yeah. Follow my lead, Danny.
No, I think I'm going to give that one to Maya.
Yeah.
I think Maya is probably the biggest space cadet in our team.
We'll finish off this last two, which is who had the most embarrassing moments on court this season and what was it?
Oh my God, Chev, you win again.
Yeah, Chevy.
We don't even know what it was. Carry on. Next question.
I can't think of anyone else, but Chev had this thing this year where, like, whenever I was near her for whatever reason on the floor, she would, like, miss a line and trip over or, like, trip on her own feet. Just, like, that sort of stuff. And I was always there to witness it as well.
I've also seen you trip a lot, Mick, when you go. I remember you passed the ball once and you tripped over a line, I think.
Did I? I was actually just thinking about training then because one night at training we were doing one-on-one with the guards and Carla got completely ankle broken by Cassie's fake and like slipped over and I made so much fun of her and then like the next play down I just like slipped and fell on my back. Bit of karma.
Yes, that one was definitely mentioned in my last interview with Ash and the other Michaela. So, yes, that got mentioned. I was waiting for that one. And we'll finish up with this last one, which was how was the championship celebrations afterwards?
We had a pretty cool little champagne celebration in the change rooms, which was pretty smelly because it's dunk like champagne. But
smelly and sticky.
Yeah, we stayed on the court for quite a while after that and had drinks with a few of our sponsors and like management of the club and stuff. So that was really nice that they kept it open for us. And then we had our silly Sunday the next day, which was pretty tame because it was a Sunday afternoon and whatnot. Everyone had work on Monday. But it was nice just to spend those couple of days with the girls celebrating and just being around each other and enjoying each other's company because who knows what happens with the team next year. So just enjoying everyone's company for maybe the last time. Who knows? Hopefully not. Everyone's coming back. Hey, Chef.
Mommy, what's this?
Well, all three, thank you so much for giving up your time to join us. It's awesome having all three on the show. From all of us here at Smash FM, congratulations on winning the championship. Well deserved. Went through the whole year undefeated and can't wait to hopefully come up to Queensland myself, back to my old home state and hopefully get to come down to Cornubia Park to definitely watch the Logan Thunder in action next year in the NBL 1.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having us.
Thanks for having us.
It.
No worries. And of course, if you want to get down there to Logan, of course, to get involved in basketball, of course, we'll put all the details up on how you can go about getting involved down there at the Cornubia Park. There's more on the Smash Sports Show right after this. Don't go away here on the Monday edition.